Jorigeld Kivanok from beautiful Hume Lake here in the Sequoia National Forest. And I found my way to the Christian camp here yesterday. And you know, I walked down this morning to look at the lake, and as I did, I saw all these folks sitting here. And you know, I guess it's a thing. You come down and you watch the sunrise here. So this is just a beautiful spot. This is the Christian camp, privately owned property in the Sequoia National Forest. And if you look closely, you can see the moon just there between the branches of that sequoia tree. And I came in here last night. There's some folks trying to get a picture of them jumping in the air. But I came in here last night. I drove in from Ventura. It was the better part of a 4-hour drive or something like that. And I drove in, and I there was a sign that said last RV park before the national park. And I was really tempted. It wasn't much of an RV park, to be quite honest with you, and it was a good 30 to 45 minutes from the park entrance. And I was somewhat tempted to try to get on the dock here. I was somewhat tempted to park my RV there and pay the $45 for a hookup, and not the kind of hookup Skip Smith is looking for when he's going RVing. But anyway, I was a little bit reluctant, and I thought that I would rely on God's favor to take care of me, and God's favor brought me here to this Christian camp, and it is just gorgeous. To say it's gorgeous is just a bit of an understatement. So the Christian camp, they've got, I don't know, probably a few hundred, several hundred, a few thousand guests that come to the camp, and they have all types of buildings. Off there to the left, you'll see that's the big dining hall right there, and then somewhere in there, nestled amongst those trees, is a chapel, and matter of fact, that would be the chapel right there. And then behind all of that, they've got cabins and all the likes. And I'd imagine you can probably come and rent yourself a canoe or a kayak or a paddleboard and go give it a shot out on the lake. They've got a lodge, and they even have a general store here. So when I came in, as I was told, I stopped at and I have to try to make this jump if I can. Whoops. Hang on, folks. I'm doing this with a cup of coffee, pulling the dock into shore. And wouldn't you know it, I spill my cup of coffee on my blue jeans. But there was a U.S. Forest Service station just right by there was a U.S. Forest Service station right before the entrance to the park, and they were anything but optimistic as far as me finding a place to park. But then when I actually got into the park and I was talking to the national park ranger, he was telling me that essentially, if you can find a place to park in the forest, somewhere in the national forest, you can camp there. So I came into the Christian camp early in the evening rather, yesterday I came into the camp, and I was asking if there was any place to park for the night, and the young lady had pointed me over here to park. And right there on that signboard there's a sign that says no overnight camping, and my trailer would not have fit there anyway. So what I decided to do was to head out and to look for some place to park along the road on the way out of the park, and I could get an early start in the morning. Well, as I was pulling up the driveway, that's when God's favor kicked into overdrive, and I saw this sign, additional parking, and I thought, I wonder. So down this road I went, and I found the ideal parking spot. Now, interestingly enough, there was no cell phone service out here, so I went 12 hours without Fox News. I think that's the longest I've gone without Fox News in my life. But anyway, so I came down here and I found this spot. Look at that. And that's what I woke up to this morning, what I went to sleep to last night. Look at that. You can hear the generator. There's the generator just kind of purring along. So, heaven on earth. Absolutely. What a beautiful spot to wake up to. So what does a guy do with no Fox News, no internet, no YouTube, no anything? Last night, while there was still a couple hours of sunlight, I stripped that camper. I took everything out of it. I washed all the wood. I emptied the refrigerator. I cleaned the refrigerator. Just cleaned it top to bottom. And then I did a lot of organizing and consolidating and, all that kind of stuff. Getting it ready for Amanda. Amanda is her name. And Amanda, if you're watching this video on your way here to the United States, boy, I want you to know I'm looking forward to the trip with you. And you may be a little bit nervous, which would be understandable, but I'll do everything I can to make our trip a comfortable one for you in every way. So don't worry about that. It just took me a little bit of nature to adjust my attitude to the whole thought of having a companion traveling along with me. And now that I've got myself in the right frame of mind, it should be a nice trip. But boy, I'd be tempted to stay here for a week or two. But I know there's going to be other spots just as or more beautiful as this. So everybody out there, have a great day. Okay, take good care.